Okay, remember hashtag SOP13 on Twitter. Next up we have graduates of the program who are almost hardened veterans at this stage. Ben Clavin from Pewter Games.
My name's Ben. I'm one of the co-founders of Pewter Game Studios. That's the team there, or three hairy men and a baby, as we're also known as. Sorry, Kate, you're not a baby. I'm going to talk about game jams because I want to, and I think they're great. And it's a great way to get the community going together. A great way to meet teammates. A great way to. One of the most important things, I guess, is to get through a production cycle. That's what I'm interested in. Finishing projects, because in the creative industry it's really, really easy to start things and it's equally almost impossible to finish them, and game jams help you get through that process a lot quicker and figure out a lot of the things you don't usually do until about 8 months into production. We went to a game jam recently, the Windows game jam, and we won it with our game Galactic Tactics, and if you downloaded that, thank you, by the way. I don't know if you did, but we won it. I'm going to go on a side rant here actually, because I think Windows phones, I think people are sleeping on them a little. Everyone has Android and Apple in their eyes, and I think that makes sense because obviously that's where the bulk of consumers are. But as a small studio, I think it's in your advantage to start looking at smaller markets so you can stand out. A lot of the guys in the early days of the App Store, they have, they say we were so successful because no one else was there. It was a very uncrowded marketplace. And then also nowadays, if you say, how do you have a successful game, people say you need $1 million worth of marketing budget to survive in those places. And that's not true with a Windows Phone, and that's not true with, say, the Leap Motion, and that's not true with a whole host of other places. Windows 8 might be one at the moment as well. And case in point, we released Galactic Tactics. Almost what I'm saying there about game jams, getting into the production cycle, releasing game jams. Games is a great way to also get to the other part of the production cycle, which is releasing it, certification, seeing what happens when you actually put a game out there. And we did that, and it went well. We got 4,500 downloads in 1 month, and I think that shows what you can do in a small marketplace. It was number 2 in the new and rising category. It was number 20 in top 3 all over. It was featured in America, China, Europe. It just went everywhere. Every day was a different country and another 1,000 downloads, and it was just crazy. And you can't get that on the other platforms if you're a little guy and you don't have any marketing budget. So that's really cool. What I was going to say is, I was walking over here and I was thinking small marketplaces, and that inevitably kind of comes to Ireland. Ireland is a small marketplace, and that can have its good sides and its bad sides. I mean, if you're big in Ireland, I'm probably the best person in a red t-shirt talking about games in Ireland right now, and that's not true in any other country, and it has nothing to do with how good I am and everything to do with how small we are as a community, and I think that's really important to keep in mind. So Best in Ireland award is your world's tallest hobbit, you know what I mean? You're still just down here. It's not, it's cool, but you should be the best in Ireland is what I'm trying to say. And but that's sort of the downside. It's not even really a downside, but one of the big upsides is the community. If you look at Dubludo and Fermented Poly and all these other organisations that have popped up because we're small and because we all know each other, and the support. Every studio here is completely approachable, I think. Or at least they come across that way. If you have a question to ask, you can walk up to them and ask them and they'll tell you. And that's a huge benefit, and I think you should use that as much as possible. And I hope you can help us when it comes to our next game. Myself and Chris did a game here as part of our course called The Little Acre, but we failed it, we felt. The project didn't fail us. We had no team, no artists. Hard to make a pretty game without an artist, it turns out. And so we decided, now that we have a team from Game Jams and got them together, we're going to try it again. And I just have a quick little teaser trailer to show you here. That will hopefully work. Thank you very much. Jigsaw of this final piece that I'm willing to give out to anyone. anyone who raises their hand and they look cool.